In this video, we're going to talk about the Federal Employee Retirement System, or FERS, and the different types of retirement and eligibility for those types. To begin with, though, we're going to take a brief overview of the FERS system. And the FERS retirement benefits are composed of three main pieces: the FERS annuity, the FERS supplement, which will include Social Security after age 62, and the Thrift Savings Plan, or TSP. The types of retirement under the FERS system: there are 5 primary types: voluntary or optional, discontinued service, voluntary early, disability, and deferred. We're going to go over each of those types now. The first is voluntary or optional retirement, which is going to be based on meeting a minimum criteria for age and years of service. As you can see on the chart here, the first line is MRA, which stands for minimum retirement age, which is when you are eligible with 30 years of service. You are also eligible at age 60 with 20 years, age 62 with 5 years, or the MRA plus 10 years, and I will go into a little bit more detail on that shortly. First, the MRA. This is the cornerstone of determining that 30-year eligibility. For most people, as you can see here in the middle, it's going to be age 56. But check your birth year. It's based on the year you were born to find out exactly what your MRA is. The last item that we mentioned under voluntary retirement is the MRA plus 10 retirement. This is when you are your age 56 or your MRA, but you're under age 62, and you have 10 years, but not the 30 needed for the voluntary retirement. You can still receive an immediate annuity. You can still be eligible for the FEHB continuation and the FEGLI continuation, but you will be subject to an age reduction of 5% per year under age 62. That 5% is broken down monthly, so it's actually 5/12% per month. So every month under age 62, your annuity will be reduced, but you are eligible to keep those various insurances. The next type of retirement eligibility is discontinued service and voluntary early. Those both have the same criteria for minimum age and years of service: age 50 with 20 years, and any age with 25 years. The first type is discontinued service. You can be eligible for a discontinued service retirement if you are subject to a reduction in force, an abolishment of your position, or a directed reassignment. One caveat here is that you cannot decline a reasonable job offer, and reasonable, by their definition, means within 2 grade levels, within the same geographical area, and the same tenure. So if one of those positions does come available, you have to take it, or you will not be eligible for the discontinued service retirement. The next type is voluntary early, or VERA as most people know it. This type of retirement must be offered by the agency. It will have a specific time window that you will have to take that retirement in, and there are the same age and service requirements that also must be met. One additional note about the VERA is that it may be offered with a VSIP, or a voluntary separation incentive payment. And a VSIP is essentially a buyout. Most are still the typical $25,000 buyout, and again, that will only be eligible for a certain window of time. The next type of retirement that we're going to talk about is disability retirement. For a FERS employee to be eligible for disability, you have to have been employed for at least 18 months. There are no age restrictions for disability retirement. But you must become disabled while serving in a covered position. And what they mean by being disabled is that you must be unable to perform the critical elements of your position. That disability must be expected to last for at least 1 year, and it cannot be able to be accommodated or reassigned to still be, again, within that same reasonable job offer. Now, if you are a FERS employee, you are also going to be required to file for Social Security disability. Now, Social Security disability has a different set of requirements for eligibility. Under Social Security, you must be disabled so that you can't perform any job, not just the job you were in. So under FERS, if you can't do your own job, but you might be eligible to do something else, you will still be eligible for FERS disability. You have to file for Social Security disability first, but just because you don't receive that does not mean that you will not be eligible for coverage under the FERS disability program. The final note here is you will be given credit for 6C service that service for specialty type employees who paid in more into the retirement system will get a prorated add-on to that disability benefit for those years of enhanced coverage. The last type of retirement we're going to talk about today is deferred retirement. This has the same types of age and service requirements as the voluntary, MRA plus 10, age 60 with 20 years, and 62 with 5 years. But this is for people who retired earlier in life before they met their MRA or those other age requirements. As an example, you might have 20 years in, but you left federal service at age 48. You can wait until age 60 to pull your full annuity, unreduced by any age penalties, under a deferred retirement. With a deferred retirement, however, you are not eligible to maintain coverage under FEHB or FEGLI. Those are only eligible for people who retire on an immediate annuity. That's it for the FERS retirement eligibility discussion. If you have any questions, please see some of our other videos. Thank you.